Recording in progress.
Happy Tuesday po to all our participants, sa mga nakatutok po sa atin dito sa Zoom, and to everyone joining us live via DTI Consumer Care Facebook and DTI Philippines YouTube. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. You can still invite your friends po and colleagues to join this webinar. Muli pong nagbabalik ang paborito ninyong webinar tuwing Martes, ang DTI Consumer Care Webinar Series. Para po sa ating bagong participants, ang programa pong ito ay inilunsad ng DTI Consumer Policy and Advocacy Bureau upang makapagbigay ng kaalaman tungkol sa mga napapanahong topic na makakatulong sa atin para tayo ay maging wais, mapanuri at malayang mamimili. I am Angeli G. Solis po from the Consumer Policy and Advocacy Bureau, and I will be your moderator for today's webinar. Para sa ating 233rd webinar session ngayong umaga, tatalakayin po natin ang ASEAN Online Sale Day or AOSD. Pero bago po tayo magsimula, we would like to give some reminders. Unang-una, ang ating webinar session po ay recorded. By continuing your participation in the meeting, you are also consenting that you may be recorded. We are encouraging you to stay at samahan niyo po kami hanggang matapos at sabay-sabay tayo matuto sa topic natin ngayong umaga. Ang mga sumusunod na reminders po ay para masiguro na smooth ang ating webinar session. Pakipalitan po ang format ng inyong pangalan, maaaring consumer, space, full name, o di po kaya ay pangalan ng company, then your complete name. Kung masyadong mahaba naman po ang pangalan ng company, kahit acronym na lamang po ang inyong gamitin. Please turn off your mic and video during the webinar session unless you are requested by the moderator to speak. Para sa mga tanong, we are encouraging everyone to click the raise hand button to directly address the speaker during the question and answer portion. Or you may send in your questions through the chat box. At panghuli, para po sa mga naka-touch screen device, please avoid drawing or making annotations po on the screen para hindi ma-distract ang ating speaker at ang ating ibang participants. Without further ado, let us begin this webinar session by singing the Philippine National Anthem to be followed by the invocation.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigiw, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinatang tulakaw.
Loving Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour asking for your blessing as we are gathered together in this webinar. May your blessings of wisdom and guidance be upon us all through the sharing and impartation of knowledge and skills by our resource speakers, facilitators, and moderators. Bless also the participants so that they would be able to glean the information from this activity and share what we have learned in the spirit of your generosity. Lord, we bring you our prayers, our commitment, our gifts to you this day. Let us who have a keen dedication and awareness of your creation have courage and conviction that we are able to contribute to the sustainability of the earth. Inspire us as we make choices so that we will recognize the impact our lives have on our environment and our human family around the globe. Pour out your blessing upon us today, Lord. May each of our actions reveal our awareness that we are partners with you in the creation and sustainability of this earth that you have given to us to appreciate and enjoy. We ask this in the name of your Son. Amen.
Good morning po ulit sa ating 90 participants. Before we proceed with our session, we would like to invite our participants to subscribe to our DTI 1384 FMF upang makatanggap ng important reminders and updates mula sa DTI Consumer Protection Group for free. I-text ang subscribe space 1384 sa mga numero nakalagay sa inyo mga screens at chat box. Again, this service is free of charge. Tulad po ng nabanggit kanina, ang topic po natin ngayong umaga ay ASEAN Online Sale Day. To formally start our session for today, we would like to call the officer in charge of the Consumer Advocacy Division of the Consumer Policy and Advocacy Bureau, Ms. Vivienne O. Alarcado. Good morning po, Ms. Vivienne.
Good morning, Ms. Angeli, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 233rd Consumer Care Webinar Series. As mentioned po by Ms. Angeli, our topic is the ASEAN Online Sale Day 2023, which is an annual ASEAN e-commerce event since 2020 involving reputable e-commerce platforms and businesses that offer discounts and sales promotion to the regional ASEAN market. So the AOSD seeks to facilitate cross-border e-commerce in the ASEAN region to provide continuous sales opportunities for the participating businesses, improve consumer trust in e-commerce, and promote awareness of the ASEAN identity and solidarity. The participating ASEAN member states are Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Lao People's Democratic Republic, Malaysia, Myanmar, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. More details about this event will be discussed further by our distinguished guests from the Bureaus of International Trade Relations and the domestic trade promotions of the Department of Trade and Industry. So on behalf of our directors, Attorney Marcos Valdez and Attorney Cheryl Carbonell, I would like to thank all our participants and our speakers, Assistant Director Marie Sherilyn Apia and Ms. Amy Lorraine Lopez. So to all our participants, please raise your questions for more learning in today's session. Again, good morning and thank you.
Thank you po, Ms. Vivienne. To echo Ms. Vivienne, we are very fortunate to have with us our first speaker this morning. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Research from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, master's credits in sociology from the Ateneo de Manila University, and an MBA with high honors from Boston University. In 2007 to 2008, he served as a special assistant of the co-chairperson for the private sector of the National Competitiveness Council. Her recent work focuses on e-commerce, trade and sustainability, trade facilitation, economic cooperation, and inclusive trade. She is the co-chairperson of the ASEAN of the Working Group on MSMEs in the ASEAN Alpha Upgrade, ASEAN Canada negotiations, and the ASEAN China Upgrade. Let us all welcome Assistant Director Marie Sherilyn D. Atia from the DTI Bureau of International Trade Relations. Good morning po, Edeline. The floor is now yours.
Good morning and thank you, Angeli. It's good to see you again. Good morning, everyone. Ako po si Lina Kia from the Bureau of International Trade Relations. Thank you to the CPAB, especially to Director Marcos, Direct AD Chair. Thank you for inviting us to participate in this webinar, and also congratulations on your 233rd webinar. Marami-rami na rin kayo nagawa. I want to say hi to everyone, our DTI colleagues, all the participants from the LGUs, from Congress, from private sector. I see some industry associations, and also to all the consumers and enterprises all over the Philippines. So good morning sa inyo. And please say hi also to my colleagues from the Regional Relations and Arrangements Division. We have Mamu, we have Allen, Gloria, and Vince. I don't know who else is on the call, pero they're here to help me answer any questions that you have on the ASEAN Online Sale Day. Okay, so let's share the screen. So today I will talk about the ASEAN Online Sale Day, or AOSD. Let's show the outline, Gloria. Okay. So here I'll talk about quickly just an overview of the AOSD, its importance, the features, some highlights from our participation since 2020, and then I will go on yung discussion on the way forward. Okay, next slide. The ASEAN Online Sale Day is the largest e-commerce event of ASEAN. From a 3-day sale event, AOSD 2023 will now have a longer duration compared to the previous years of the AOSD. So this year, AOSD will continue to promote cross-border e-commerce in general, making it even bigger and better. There will be side activities to promote the shopping event, as well as to attract businesses and consumers, improve skills, promote awareness of cross-border e-commerce in the ASEAN region. Next slide. So here's the, nag-jump tayo. But anyway, here's the promo photo from last year. And well, yung focus natin for the AOSD is always to offer Filipinos on that day with discounts and promotion. So not only for participating e-commerce businesses and marketplaces domestically, but also those participating from other ASEAN countries. Okay, next slide. Here are the 10 ASEAN participating countries, and Vivian already mentioned them earlier. Next slide. Here is a quick overview. So like we said, it's an annual ASEAN-wide e-commerce event involving e-commerce businesses and platforms who offer online discounts and promotions on ASEAN Day, which is 8 August or 8/8. The objectives of the AOSD are to encourage and facilitate e-commerce, improve consumer trust in e-commerce, boost business and consumer confidence, and raise awareness of ASEAN. It also will help reinforce the role of e-commerce as one of the key drivers of economic growth in the region, and to support businesses, especially our micro and SMEs, to help them promote their products so they can reach bigger markets, especially the global market. Okay, next slide. Here we will see that the AOSD has 2 tiers. So tier 1 is on domestic e-commerce, where businesses can only sell goods and services online locally. And then there's tier 2, where businesses can sell their goods and services online across borders to other ASEAN countries. So in the past years, you have noted that several Philippine businesses only joined tier 1, but in the recent years, our participation in tier 2 has also been increasing. Okay, let's look at some figures in the next slide. Okay, In terms of overall participation, the Philippines leads with the highest number of participating businesses in the AOSD. And thanks to the CIPAB, to the BDTP, and our private sector partners for their support, because we can see that their efforts to promote Philippine enterprises through the AOSD is also paying off. So we'll see there's a growth in the number of Filipino establishments who are joining the AOSD. Majority of our participants come from the food and beverage industry with 181 participating businesses. And this is followed by establishments catering on home and living items, fashion, mostly clothes and shoes. But if you put maybe crafts and home and living items together, I think that's also still a very significant number. Okay, next slide. Here are some figures from the earlier years of the AOSD. So here we can see there is a growing interest to participate among our local enterprises in both tiers 1 and tier 2. So to support our enterprises, DTI has done different media activities and promotional activities for the sale day. We also noted that so far the Philippines have not received any complaints during the AOSD events, even from the previous years. This means that all our participants are trusted and responsible sellers. Okay. Next slide. In 2022, the participating businesses only increased by 2, making it 120. So napakaliit ng growth. But this year, we expect a continuous growth in the total number of participating businesses for the ASEAN sale. Okay. Let's look at this other slide. Last year, the total number of users in AOSD was topped by Vietnam with 1,346 users, followed by the Philippines with 1,237. And the next slide, the total visits in the AOSD website. This was one of the criteria in identifying active participants on the AOSD. And as you can see, the Philippines contributed around 50% of the total visits in AOSD. And since the Philippines is one of the most active social media communities among ASEAN member states, our usage in social media platforms is one of our tool in promoting the AOSD. So napakalaki din nung nagagawa nung our users in promoting the AOSD. Okay, next slide. In 2021, the AOSD microsite of DTI garnered a total of 2,825 page views made by 878 unique visitors in the 3-day period of AOSD from 8 to 10 August 2021. The web page yielded an average bounce rate of 60.32%, which is within the industry standard for websites that effectively engage their users. I asked our team, what's bounce rate? Bounce rate, apparently, this is the percentage of visitors to a particular web page who only visits the site and then they suddenly leave, indicating that the web page needs further improvement. So medyo mataas yung bounce rate nung time na yun, 60%. Okay, next slide. So this is the DTI AOSD microsite. Interested businesses can access here the application form, the participating stores, contacts, and also there is a link to the frequently asked questions. So you can, all those who are interested to join the AOSD, they can access this website, this microsite through the link. I think we will post it there, and then our other speaker will talk about how to join the AOSD. Okay. Now let's talk about online dispute resolution. The ODR is one of the highlights of the AOSD. In the first AOSD in 2020, there was no mechanism for consumer protection. However, there was a strong push from the Philippines. And because of that, ASEAN set up consumer protection mechanisms since 2021. For AOSD, there are two online dispute resolution mechanisms. The first one is handled and set up by the ASEAN Committee on Consumer Protection, so the ACCP. And this mechanism allows consumers to file a complaint on products or services bought in ASEAN, even outside of the AOSD event. So try to remember that pag tapos na yung AOSD, you can still continue to use the ODR under the ACCP. The other one is set up by the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on E-commerce, or the ACCEC. And this one is specifically for the AOSD event. So this table shows the difference between the two online dispute resolution mechanisms. While most ASEAN members sought only to use the ACCP platform to ensure continuity and streamlining with efforts done by the ACCP, Vietnam, who is the project proponent, developed a standalone AOSD ODR for the event. And the Philippines and other member states support both mechanisms. In fact, for the Philippines, CPAB allows consumers to file complaints through either platforms. Okay, next slide. So here's another slide showing yung comparison between these two online dispute resolution mechanisms. Okay, let's go to the next. Just to sum up on the AOSD, Philippines has always been a key player in the online sale day, and AOSD is a mechanism to integrate MISMIs to the regional market and to contribute to their sales. Food and beverage have been the leading participants with 181 businesses from the Philippines. And then when it comes to ODR, online dispute resolution, the Philippines has received zero complaints so far. Although participation increased slightly in 2022, efforts are underway to increase the number of Philippine participants in the AOSD. Okay, next slide. This is the newest, or the AOSD for the year. And here's what to expect. DTI has begun preparations for the AOSD 2023 to boost the participation of the Philippines this year. Next slide. And noting the success of the AOSD and the call for a longer duration from participating businesses, kasi dati 3 days lang, it will now run for 2 weeks from 8 August to 22 August. And our bureau is coordinating with the Bureau of Domestic Trade Promotion to facilitate the participation of Philippine businesses for the sale day this year. Aside from extending the sale day, there will also be a physical launching event, an exhibition of products in Semarang, Indonesia from 19 to 22 August 2023. I think it's going to be held in Indonesia kasi yung chair ng ASEAN ngayon nga is Indonesia. So that will be in August. And recently there was also a hybrid workshop convened and led by Shopee International. So we'll talk about that later. But just want to show you yung mission and vision of AOSD this year. Again, it's to connect the ASEAN community and overcome barriers in implementing cross-border e-commerce. And then for the vision, for consumers to have a safe online shopping experience or environment where businesses in ASEAN countries will have the opportunity to expand and promote cross-border e-commerce in ASEAN. And okay, so next slide. So this is the hybrid workshop that I mentioned earlier, facilitated by Shopee International. Held in Vietnam last 21 June. In the workshop, participants shared experiences on e-commerce and digital platforms, and also they discussed some solutions to overcome challenges in the ASEAN region. Okay, let's Let's go to the next slide. This is on the physical launching naman that will take place in Indonesia, where there will be a product exhibition. And during the last meeting of ASEAN, Indonesia agreed to provide information or guidelines on the relevant information such as the requirements, the application forms, customs procedures that need to comply with if you're interested to join that physical launching in Semarang. So I think for this one, they're expecting 200 to 250 participants for the for the physical launch. Um, and but I was told that the cost, well, Indonesia will provide yung space, but the travel and other daily costs will have to be shouldered by the businesses who will participate. Okay, let's show the next time. Okay, here it is. At the physical launch, businesses will be given the opportunity to display their products at assigned country booths. Selling will not be allowed. It's just for exhibition. And apart from this, businesses will be invited to join other components of the physical exhibit, such as an exclusive workshop on cross-border e-commerce. They will also have access to other booths, such as a coaching clinic to help them access cross-border markets. And like I said earlier, Indonesia will shoulder the costs related to the booths and the utilities, but hotel and travel expenses will have to be shouldered by businesses. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. Happy to answer any questions later. Thank you very much for everyone's attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Aileen, for your very informative presentation. Second speaker will discuss the requirements and application process for the ASEAN Online Sale Day. She is the project officer of Go Local. Let us all welcome Ms. Amy Lorraine Lopez from the DTI Bureau of Domestic Trade Promotion.
Hi, thank you, Miss Angeli, for the introduction. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes po, ma'am.
So, okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes po, ma'am. Hindi lang po siya naka-slideshow.
Full screen, okay, for a while.
Okay po.
Sorry. There. Can you see it now?
Yes po, ma'am. Okay na po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So a pleasant morning to my co-speaker, Adeline, and TTI colleagues, to other government offices, and to the consumers attending this webinar. On behalf of our director, Bureau Director Marivic Tonoan, we thank the CIPAP for extending the invitation for us so we can invite more participants to join in the upcoming AOSD. So we've learned the details of the AOSD and the previous participation from the presentation of Aileen, and now I'm given the task to share the requirements and application process for the AOSD 2023. So my presentation will cover the following topics: the application, a background on the application and enrollment team, the AOSD landing page, the classification of participants, the application and enrollment process, and a tip on the discount or promos that you can provide for the AOS. So just to give you an overview, our Bureau Domestic Trade Promotion is the lead of the application and enrollment team, along with the other TTI offices as its members. So these are our members. And we are given, or we are in charge on the following roles and responsibilities. Number one is we have to develop the Philippine participation criteria and the application form. Second is we have to screen and evaluate the participants and promote the AOSD to encourage more participants, and assist interested PH businesses, including MSMEs, to join online platforms or e-marketplaces if they don't have existing online store yet, and upload or encode the information of approved businesses on the AOSD website. And lastly is to conduct a post-event evaluation after the event. So as explained by BITR, by Adeline, the AOSD this year will be from August 8 to 22, 2023. And since this is an online event, there will be an AOSD webpage, www.onlineasean.com, which will serve as a landing page for all the participants. So as you can see on my screen, here are screenshots of the AOSD landing page. When you navigate through this web page, you will see on the home page this the right photo, the Philippines, and when you click that, it will redirect you to this right photo to all the participants or participating businesses listed under the Philippines. So buyers may choose from this section if they want to filter or if they want to find a specific sector or market. So you may also register your company multiple sectors, so you can appear on the sectors that you may want to be or that you want to be included. So for example, you're an MSME and your product is food and beverages, and then the link that you provided is a Shopee link. So you can register your company under food and beverages and e-marketplace, since Shopee is an e-marketplace. So for the transactional website, as mentioned, the AOSD website is only a landing page. So interested merchants must have their own legitimate platforms, transactional, not promotional or informational, and or be currently onboarded with an existing online platform. So a transactional, when we say transactional website, the transaction or a buyer must be able to purchase a product in a website. So online sellers from FB, Instagram are not allowed. So for those merchants that have no online stores, I think it's feasible to be onboarded in Shopee or Lazada. So I think we still have time. So you can platforms. So linking of multiple e-commerce platforms is also allowed. Say you have your own online store and currently onboarded to Shopee or Lazada or Union Bank Local Linker or any legitimate online or e-commerce platforms, you may opt to link or register them, but the application form for each must be filed individually. So as discussed by Ms. Lin, uh, the classification or participants are classified into two tiers. The tier one for those MSME servicing the domestic market, and tier two who can service for cross-border e-commerce services. So you may also register in the application form. You may also take both if you can service to domestic and cross-border market. So moving on to the application and enrollment process. So first, the merchants must qualify first with our participation criteria. We have three. Number one is you should be Philippine based in enterprise selling goods and services online through its own transactional website on and or e-commerce platform. Second is you must be a legitimate business dealing in non-prohibited goods, so listed under Bureau of Customs, and invited by the DTI or legitimate association or organization. So please note that the participation in the AOSD is strictly by invitations. This is the same arrangement that we have for the past 2 years. And kasi in the app form, you have to indicate from what office you received the invitations. So I believe the businesses assisted by the DTI programs and or members of its attached agencies will receive an automatic invite for the AOSD, or if not, you may also access the application form as discussed by Adeline in the DTI website, so you may be invited by the DTI. So after that, you must accomplish and submit the application form. So some of the participants here may be familiar with our application form. So there will be an online version via MS Forms. And for those who can't access the online form, we can also provide the PDF version. So the app form, just to give you a background, what we need, or the app form contains the business on information, the contact details of the focal person, and you have to identify yung classification of your participation, either tier 1 or tier 2, the market destination, and if you are a cross-border, you have to select the countries that you're servicing, and then sectors, and then provide the online store link. And then once you accomplish the application form, you need to submit the logo, and it should be according to the required size set by the AOSD. So that's 204 pixels by 136 pixels. So after you submit the application form, we will evaluate if correct mga details in the form, and then it's either approved or rejected. Rejected applications are those who have not or will not provide a transactional online store link. And then once approved, we will send a second letter as a confirmation of your participation and a request to share the sales report for this event. And then once confirmed, we will encode in the your details in the AOSD website. You will be considered as registered or approved applicant, and then you may start with your own marketing and promotion for the AOSD. I think this is my last slide. So we just want to encourage the participants to provide promotional discounts for shopper. So through promo codes, or you may use AOSD 2023 or landing page, so we can track the transactions made in this event. So for marketing and monitoring purposes, yung discount promos or the promo codes, I think yung landing banners as well are ideal for those MSMEs who have selected products that they want to sell. And then I think as confirmed by FTEB as well, there will be an exception from securing DTI promo permit for the AOSD. And that concludes my presentation. And thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you po for your enlightening presentation, Ms. Aimee. Good morning po ulit sa ating participants here in Zoom and to everyone joining us via DTI Consumer Care Facebook and DTI Philippines YouTube. Let us now proceed po with our question and answer portion. Short reminder lang po sa ating mga participants. Stay muted po unless you are addressing the speaker and or moderator directly. Please be also informed na makakapag-download po kayo ng copy ng presentation materials after you accomplish the client satisfaction form that will be posted in the chat box section later. Para mas maging interactive ang ating question and answer portion, we encourage everyone to click the raise hand button so we can call you to ask directly to our speaker. Pwede rin pong isend ang inyong questions sa chat box. So habang wala pa pong nagre-raise ng hand, mag-start po muna tayo sa mga questions na receive natin sa ating chat box. First question po, why should businesses participate in this kind of online shopping event? Anyone po, Adeline or Miss Aimee?
I can take that. Siguro dahil maganda kasi dahil ASEAN, 'di ba? Parang nakaka-test ka lalo na kung bago ka lang na online seller. So parang kung tinitest mo yung international market, parang maganda siya na magandang platform siya. Plus especially kung yung tinitinda mo is talagang local or Filipino na product. You can also parang how would say it? Parang tinetest mo against other competitors natin, which would really be also mga ASEAN, like yung mga local products natin, may equivalent sa kanila. So nakikita natin kung paano tayo, how we can compete against them. Plus, I heard na libre siya dun sa promo, parang i-waive ng FTEB ba yun? So maganda yun, at least hindi nyo na kailangang kumuha ng permit. So makakatipid kayo. Plus, always because it's online, mas konti talaga yung installation cost, di ba? It's always parang mas marami kang marireach, mas konti yung magiging investment mo. So parang easy peasy siya para sa mga, if you're already a regular seller in Shopee or in Lazada, additional promo area to for your products. Okay, I hope I answered that question.
Thank you po, Adeline. So another questions po received from our chat box from AG Pacific, Lucila Geneston. How to request for the application form? Maybe this is for Miss Aimee.
Hello. Regarding that query, we will start sending out the invitation hopefully next week. So you can expect the invitation, the application form next week from DTI offices and on the DTI website as well.
Okay po, thank you, Miss Aimee. Next question from Metro Retail, Alcantara Vermon. Do we have to pay anything in order to participate the AOSD? Is there a fee attached to it?
For that question, Nan, participation in the AOSD is free of charge.
Okay po, thank you. Another question po, AG Pacific, Lucila Geneston. Any cost estimate for the physical participation for fare and accommodation? Any cost estimate po for the physical participation sa exhibit in Indonesia?
Okay, I just Googled yung flights to Semarang to, di ba? It's around 15,000 pesos yung return flight. So that one, that will have to be borne by the business. Tapos syempre yung daily hotel nyo. And for the setup, the space will be provided free by Indonesia. So those would be maybe, I don't know about yung hotel rates in that area of Indonesia. So mga sabihin na natin sa $200 siguro per night.
Alright po, thank you, Ms. Adeline. Related question lang po, will there be a subsidy po ba from the government regarding po sa participation?
Okay, we have to ask the BDTP because definitely sa office namin wala kasi kulang na nga rin kami ng budget po.
Same, likewise, Miss. And I think we have to inform po, Adeline, the MSMEs or interested MSMEs who want to participate no selling on the physical launch. So it will be purely promotional.
Yeah, there's no selling. Ano lang siya, it's just an exhibit. Pero if you are parang interested din also to benchmark against other ASEAN enterprises, I think it would be a good event.
Okay po, thank you, Ms. Adeline and Ms. Aimee. So next question po received through our chat box. After the event, if businesses receive follow-up sales calls and generate prospective customers, will DTI help in exporting our products and how?
Okay, we have an export marketing bureau. I think meron din nandito sa call ngayon. And they can, of course, that's part of their work to assist our exporters. So, maybe yung taga-EMB natin can post in the chat box so ano yung contact details ng EMB so they can link up our enterprises with the PhilExport and also yung EMB team.
Alright po, thank you, Adeline. May raise hand po tayo. So i-accommodate natin si Content Writing, Heriberto Tabanpud Jr. Okay, sir, you may unmute yourself.
Hello? Ma'am, marinig niyo ako, ma'am?
Yes po,
Hello?
sir. Loud and clear po.
Ma'am, ang tanong ko lang kasi kung halimbawa hindi ko mahabol yung Lazada at Shopee na platforms. Kasi yung I have my book naka-sale na po sa may platform yata yung Central Book Supply. Pwede na redirect o i-direct ko yung prospective buyer sa website ng aking bookstore, yung publisher ko. Pwede ba 'yon or strictly Lazada at Shopee lang? Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, sir. Regarding your question, you may link the online store to the central books that you're referring to. It does not necessarily Shopee or Lazada or Shopee. You may have your own online store as long as it's transactional website.
Sige, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you rin po, sir. Anyone po na magre-raise po ng hand? So moving forward po sa ating chat box questions again. Any tips on how I can attract online visitors to buy my products?
Okay, hindi ako seller, pero as a buyer, yung attractive sa akin, yung sometimes may lumalabas sa feed ko. So I think in a way you have to invest in advertisement. And also use different kinds of media like IG, Facebook, I don't know kung ano pa yung iba kasi IG lang ang ginagamit ko. Pero yung mga ganon, make your presence known. Ask your consumers also to post, give them some incentive also to post about your products. I think maganda yun. Those are some ways. But meron tayong BDTP and EMB. They can also assist you on how to market your products, especially yung international, if you're hoping for international na markets.
Thank you po, Adeline. Anything to add, Miss Aimee?
Adding to what Adeline mentioned, siguro simultaneous naman there will be a promotion will be done by the TTI. So like previously, there will be a social media campaign, TV, and then press releases, and then radio guestings. So I think it will be very helpful to the participants. We also do the same for this AOSD. And siguro yung mga promos na low sale, like buy one, get five, two, or mga bundle promos. I think that would be helpful for the to attract more buyers to their website or online store.
Okay po, thank you, Miss Aimee. So next questions po from our chat box. How can participating businesses help in promoting the event?
Oh, you mean yung mga participants natin? Kung
Yes.
nandoon na sila. Okay. Then I think you can continue to use also sa social media, post, share that you're part of the AOSD, and also tell your friends, your network. If you're part of an industry association, also bring it up to the attention of yung board. Sabihin nyo, okay, I'm in this AOSD sale. It's been very effective. So yung mga experiences ninyo, share it. That will also help encourage more enterprises to join the AOSD.
Adding to that, Aileen, no, before rin, AOSD shared the marketing collaterals of the AOSD, so the participants, MSMEs, can create their own they can use for the AOSD event. So
Hello po, ma'am. Question po from me. Will there be parang briefing session po for those interested businesses para mag-join po dito sa AOSD? Will there be ano po, parang short seminar for them para po ma-discuss sa kanila yung step-by-step process regarding dun sa mga use of collaterals, something like that po. Thank you.
Sa'yo yun, BDTP. Go ahead, Ivy.
I think if BITR will allow us to conduct another info session for the confirmed participants or interested participants, the presence as well of course, since we are only in charge of application and enrollment team. So I think it would be better if there will be representatives CPAB for the consumer protection as well. Yes, definitely we can hold one before, like, a few weeks before the event.
Okay po. For SIPAG naman po, we can we can join the info session once finalize po yung details ng BDTP. Thank you. Another question po from our chat box. Bakit po by invitation lang ang participation? Hindi po ba mas fair at mas maraming mapipigyan ng opportunity kung open po sa lahat yung event? Anyone po? Adeline or Miss Aimee?
Okay. I thought open siya sa lahat, Amy.
Pero ano siya, Miss, like open to all, but they must be invited. Part of the application form, they have to indicate from what office they received the application. And as you mentioned po, the application form is available in the DTI website and as well. So they can invited by the DTI.
Medyo ano lang po, Shopee po yung line. So pwedeng hindi lang clear, ma'am, yung mga nauna niyo po nasabi, ma'am.
Okay. I think yung requirement na by invitation is from the that agreed by the DTI task force. We retain that the invitees or
Break up si Amy.
Hello? Sorry.
Oo. Just to add to Amy, I was told anyone can submit an application form except that they have to be processed by the BDTP.
Yes.
I think ano yon, parang due diligence lang just to make sure that it is an establishment. It's our way also to make sure na lahat ng participants from the Philippines are responsible sellers. So, but anyone can apply, and I think yung application process is ano naman very clear. Plus, as long as you're a real seller, then you should be able to be invited.
Thank you po, Adeline and Ms. Aimee, for clarifying. Another question po, meron po bang limit ang pwede sumali?
Limit in terms of alin?
Number of attendees.
The number of participants? Parang wala naman. Parang the more the merrier. The more
Yes.
mismis, the more establishments, the better for us.
Alright po, ma'am. So, no limit naman po on the number of participating MSMEs sa AOSD. Okay po. Meron po ba tayong priority industry or products na gusto po natin isali sa AOSD?
For AOSD, wala naman. Lahat. Goods and services. Pati services gusto din namin i-promote. Like, kunwari, tourism, etc. We also want to have more sellers, service providers in the AOSD.
Okay po. Thank you, Adeline. Miss Aimee, are you still here po?
Yes, I off my camera.
Alright po. Thank you.
There's a question, Angeli, yung how are orders served to other ASEAN countries ordered by local Shopee and Lazada? Hindi ko yan masasagot kasi hindi po ako hindi ko alam. I think baka part na yun kapag nag-ano ka sa Lazada. Maybe,
I think, Miss,
mean.
yung Shopee link and Lazada link is only for domestic market. So if you want to do cross borders, you have to use your own online website, transactional website. Kasi hindi po pwede yung Shopee and Lazada.
Okay
Go
po.
through the cross border for ASEAN states.
So clarify lang, ma'am. Local, yung Shopee and Lazada po is for Philippines lang natin siya magagamit. Okay.
Yes.
Tapos for cross-border transactions, ma'am, we'll be using the link naman po for AOSD. Tama po? Yun po.
Link of their transactional website. They have their own online store.
Okay po. Sige, ma'am. Then yung link, ma'am, na yon nakalagay po siya, ma'am, sa main na
Sa AOSD landing page. Yes.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am, for clarifying po. Next question po. Paano po yung payment? Kung for example po, wala pa sa Shopee and Lazada. Related din siya, ma'am, dito sa previous question po natin.
Sorry.
Paano daw po, ma'am, yung payment? Kung for example, wala po sa Shopee and Lazada. Ito, ma'am, yung madidirect sila sa main website po nung products na gusto natin bilhin.
It should be a transactional website po eh. So end-to-end siya from ordering to paying. So kasi is buyer must parang may add to cart in their website and then they will purchase. So I think if wala pong payment, hindi po qualified yung online link to participate or to join the US.
Pero follow-up question nandito, ma'am. Yung po bang mga businesses na to ay meron po silang parang cash on delivery? Would they be offering that mode of payment? Yung
Yes.
cash on delivery, credit or debit cards, GCash, if meron, or yung counter niya?
Yes, I think they would know better kasi ang AOSD is a landing page only. So any features or function of their online, so kung sa online store nila or sa Shopee, merong may COD, and then COD, GCash, or card payment, that will apply po. Tinaka-link lang siya sa online store link, sa actual online store link of the MSMEs for the consumers.
Okay po. Sige, ma'am. Question po na na-receive natin sa ating chat box from Maria Georgiana Carlos. For cross-border, will we be able to get assistance on how to set up courier or fulfillment if we get an order from abroad, if we use our own website? And can we register both Lazada link and our own website?
I think dito, Angeli, yung magkikick in na yung assistance ng Export Marketing Bureau. Because ano naman siya it will follow yung general export procedures. So they can reach out to there's a link there that was posted, yung details. Si Miss Sue from EMB, they can ask questions on the types of assistance that the DTI can provide.
Okay po, thank you po Miss Lynn. For reference po, nag-chat na po si Miss Esperanza Ancheta from EMB. So i-reiterate ko lang po ito. For export procedures, please contact Export Assistance and Business Matching Division or EAMBD, Miss Suraida Guro, telephone number 8465-3300, local 110, or email her through suraidaguro@dti.gov.ph. Okay po. Next question po from Metro Retail. Will you be running ads also, or do you have digital campaigns efforts? For these campaigns, possible po ba na ma-highlight kayo ng companies to promote them?
I think for question 1, yes. Parang in previous years, nagkaroon na rin ng mga campaign. Not sure lang kung sino yung nag-handle in the PRU or yung BDTP. For question 2, yung pag-highlight ng companies, I don't know kung nagawa na nila yun previously. I think that's a good idea also, lalo na kung meron tayong mga malalaki na mga sellers who want to join the AOSD. Yeah, I think we can do that. Or maybe we can have yung mga parang kahit na mga vignettes lang, yung mga maliliit lang na parang stories, okay, XXX will be joining, parang ganun. But I cannot commit, I cannot promise po kasi usually it's run by our press unit po and our another team, not in BITR. But maybe BDTP can share their experience on how they promoted the AOSD in the previous years.
Regarding the promotions that we did, we have marketing campaigns in our BDTP Facebook page, and we do also promoted it on our, because on BDTP's assisted members namin, mostly of local suppliers, we invited them, and we had an FB album in Facebook, like ang title is participating in the AOSD website, and all the participating companies have poster of their company and their products, and I think how we promoted it on our end po. And then we also had a countdown for the and the link, and we always include the link to the online ASEAN.
Hello po, Ms. Aida.
Actually, if I can add, our team said na yung EMB daw, they're the lead for marketing. So please reach out to them. The contact details of Miss Sue is posted in the chat box. So, okay. So yun. For marketing, it will be the Export Marketing Bureau.
Noted po, Adeline. Thank you for this info po. So for those interested po sa particular po sa marketing dito sa AOSD, na nakalagay na po sa ating chat box kung sino po yung inyong magiging contact person sa Export Marketing Bureau. Si Ms. Suraida Guro po from the Export Assistance and Business Matching Division. Okay po. So moving on po sa ating chat box questions. Is it po ba to large enterprises? Yung AOSD po, open din po ba ito sa mga large enterprises?
Yeah, I think it is, di ba? Lahat
Yes
naman
po.
Yeah.
So copy po ma'am, hindi lang po siya limited sa MSMEs but open din po sa large enterprises. Next question po. Have we coordinated with other government agencies like the Department of Tourism, for example, for services?
Okay, I'm gonna ask yung team namin to answer that. Anyone from BITR, have we worked with the DOT para dalhin yung mga services providers? Okay, I'm going to cold call na. Allen, can you answer? Okay, seems na hinahanap pa ni Allen yung voice niya. So can we come back to that question regarding DOT?
Sure po. Thank you po, Adeline.
Hello, Adeline, if I can ano lang po.
Yes po, Miss Aimee.
From the previous participation po, Adeline, yung regarding sa invitation to Department of Tourism, we did po, and BITR po yung nag-prepare ng letter for that. So we did event.
Okay, yes. So the answer is yes. For the details, Allen will share later.
Yes.
So, another question po na na-receive natin sa ating chat box. Will 100% of the sales po ba will go to the participating businesses or merchants?
Yes po, Miss Angeli. Since yun nga po, yung transactions will be made in their own link, online store link.
Okay po, ma'am.
Lang po talaga si AOSD website.
Okay po. Sige, ma'am. Thank you. Meron pa po ba tayong... Ito po, meron pa po tayong another question na na-receive sa ating chat box again. Paano po nakaka-create ng favorable conditions for consumers and businesses yung online event sale na tulad nito?
Ako, personally, if you participate and the experience is positive, it will encourage you to join others and also to continue to use yung e-commerce talaga. So, yun yung that positive experience.
Okay po, thank you po, Adeline. Miss Aimee, anything to add?
Good exposure po ang AOSD to promote your brand po, as mentioned na rin earlier by Adeline.
So, ma'am, Adeline, mababalikan na po ba natin si Allen po? Regarding
Okay. Wala pa rin siya eh. Mamo or Allen, any of yung sa team, or you can get yung details din nung nag-post ng question, we can answer it offline. Okay. Sorry, si Allen pala ay nasa Kunming ngayon. Nag-attend the meeting. He was just logging on. So, he will find he will find time to answer it later.
Okay po.
So we'll get we can get yung details nung nagtanong.
Okay
Can
po,
you send it to Mahmoud na lang siguro?
Okay po, i-provide na lang po namin kay Miss Moon. Anyone po na gusto po mag-raise hand para ma-prioritize po yung yung questions niyo po, query or clarifications po mula sa ating napakagagaling na mga resource persons.
Okay, si Alan is already online. Hi, Alan. He's in Kunming now eh. So the question was kung if we reach out, if you're working with the Department of Tourism for yung services na part.
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes po, a very good morning to everyone po. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Yes po, in previous AOSDs, we've reached out to Department of Tourism to extend the invitation to join the AOSD to their stakeholders. And in our experience in previous years, may marami naman pong sumaling mga hotels and travel agencies in the previous AOSDs po. Thank you, ma'am.
Shishini.
Follow-up question lang po kay Sir Allen. For this aware po ba kayo for this AOSD 2023, meron na po bang na-confirm sa inyo ang DOT?
Right now po, we have only begun preparations for the invitations po. So we have yet to reach out to DOT, but definitely before the month ends, we will do our very best to reach out to DOT to extend the invitation po for this year's AOSD.
Alright po, thank you Sir Allen, and ingat ka dyan sa Kunming. Another question po na na-receive natin sa ating chat box. How can we as consumers help our businesses for this event?
Buy local.
Buy local. Number
Yeah.
1, local.
Yes.
Okay po. Another question po. How can regional cooperation like this have positive effects on our economy as a whole?
I think it all comes down to yung really sales for all the enterprise who participate, di ba? The more revenues, then they can continue to reinvest on themselves, grow their businesses. So that's one way. And then yung spirit of cooperation, kasi nga ASEAN, parang it's also a brand, especially because we also want to differentiate ourselves from other regions and from other parts of the world. So maganda siya it brings it makes people think, okay, maganda yung mga ASEAN products, they're of high quality, they're unique. So yun, that also helps build yung sense of cooperation. At the same time, you're also taking value from that differentiation that you have.
Anything to add po, Miss Aimee? Thank you po, Adeline, for this very encouraging na message niyo po regarding this dito po sa question. Miss Aimee, anything to add po?
Siguro yung ng trust sa and confidence in online transaction, and then yung yung convey yung positive message ng ASEAN solidarity, kasi before launch during pandemic time, so it was a sale event businesses to recover from the effects of the pandemic. So yun, another sales opportunity for them.
Thank you po, Miss Aimee. Next question po. How can regional cooperation okay na po pala siya. During the past AOSDs, kamusta po yung revenue ng businesses?
Oh, I don't have that information, unfortunately. Kasi sa firms yun hindi naman sa atin.
Okay po, ma'am.
Yeah, but definitely during the pandemic, maraming nagsara. Pero marami ring mga nabuhay, marami nagkaroon, especially those who were able to shift to digital models. I think they were able to survive. Pero maraming mga nagsara. But right now, marami na rin mga nabubuhay na rin ulit ng mga businesses. So that sana tuloy-tuloy na to.
Okay po. So yun po, ma'am, wala pong parang reporting yung mga kasali na businesses sa wala po siyang parang reporting na ganito
okay. I don't know kung ginagawa yun ng BDTP. If they have yung parang post event review.
For the AOSD, yes, we do have of respondents. So last year we 32. Hello.
Po ulit, ma'am, yung connection niyo po.
Hello.
We can still hear you, Aimee.
Okay. Po, before, we have our post-event survey, and part of it is the sales performance. However, limited po yung number of respondents.
Bali ma'am, hindi po required yung mga businesses to para report back po sa BDTP.
Yes po, encourage po. Before, we had 32 respondents out of 120. And some of the MSMEs kasi, like MSME, parang they don't allow to disclose the actual.
Yeah. Kasi we always get that yung information na yon, it's very confidential. So hindi din talaga siya ni-share ng mga businesses. And we respect that kasi hindi naman naman talaga required for them to share those very confidential information.
Yes. So what the of sales. So they have to take, if not applicable, 0 to 10,000. And then before, on last year performance, my one business, a Philippine business that reported 200,000 sales. Domestic po siya.
Okay, very good.
Okay po.
Yeah.
Okay po. So talaga nakaka-excite naman po talaga itong
Sana nga kung yung mga businesses, they will be more willing to share some information. It doesn't have to be the exact sales, no? You can just describe to us like, was there a 50% increase, 100%, tapos anong mga products yung those that sold well, and this information, we will keep it confidential, but we can use it also para makita din namin kung useful nga ba yung AOSD.
Yes, ma'am. I agree din po sa inyong position po, ma'am. Kasi parang dito natin makikita yung significance po ng paggamit natin sa AOS. Okay po, time check. 11:32 a.m. Last call na po sa mga gusto pang magtanong from our consumers and private sectors. Otherwise po, we will close na the session.
Hello, Miss Angeli. Can I mention lang this? I saw this in the chat. So from Reunion Bank Global.
Okay po.
Own online store with global linker, you can create a free e-store. No coding skills required, with the ability to activate payment gateway and logistics service. And I hope representative from Union Bank can provide their contact details so they can assist the businesses with online store link. Thank you.
Okay po, thank you, Miss Aimee. So from Union Bank representatives po, you may put in the chat box po yung contact details niyo po to help our MSMEs in creating their Union Bank Global Linker na accounts. So far, we received no questions na po sa ating chat box. Okay. Maraming salamat po sa mga nagtanong at mga nagtatanong pa. Adeline and Ms. Lopez, thank you po for answering all of the questions. We hope na marami pong natutunan ng ating participants. At kami rin po, marami rin po talaga kami natutunan. Before we close this session, may we ask Adeline and Ms. Aimee kung saan po pwede makontak ng ating participants ang BITR and BDTP para sa kanilang other concerns, and we would like to request din po for a short message from each of you po.
Okay, for my end, you can email us at bitr@dti.gov.ph, and I think yung bitr-rrad@dti.gov.ph. You can post it in the chat box. If you have any other follow-up questions po. Thank you po to everyone who participated, especially din yung mga Union Bank. They've always been very supportive of our work for micro and SMEs. Maraming salamat. Yung mga industry associations na tumutulong para sa mga exporters natin. Also all the agencies who are present, EMB, SIPAB, FTEB, the different regions. I hope you will continue to support yung CPAB and the consumer care webinars para umabot tayo ng 1,000 webinars in the coming years. Thank you again to CPAB for inviting us, and happy to always support and help you in your work, especially for globalizing and improving our micro and SMEs. Thank you.
Thank you po, Adeline. Yes po, Miss Aimee.
For BDTP, you may email us at bdtp@dti.gov.ph. For a short message, siguro, we look forward to your participation in the AOSD, and if you also have more clarification on the application and requirement, you may email me. I'll leave it in the chat box as well. Thank you, and full day.
Thank you po, Miss Aimee. Thank you again to BITR and BDTP. Yung mga email addresses po ni BITR and BDTP is posted na po sa ating chat box. You may check on our chat box po. So before we close this session, we would like to invite again our participants to subscribe to our DTI 1384 SMS upang makatanggap ng important reminders and updates mula sa DTI Consumer Protection Group for free. I-text lamang ang subscribe space 1-384 sa mga numerong nakalagay sa inyong mga screens at chat box. Again, this is free of charge. This is to formally close our webinar for today. Muli, maraming salamat po sa ating very capable speakers ngayong umaga. Assistant Director Marie Sherilyn Akia of the DTI Bureau of International Trade Relations and Ms. Aimee Lorraine Lopez, Go-Local Project Officer from the DTI Bureau of Domestic Trade Promotion. At mula po sa Consumer Protection Group, maraming salamat po sa ating participants na nakasama natin ngayong umaga. Huwag niyo pong kalimutang samahan kaming muli sa mga susunod pa na webinars. Our announcements will be posted in our social media accounts. For more updates, please like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube accounts, DTI Consumer Care, DTI 1384, and DTI Philippines. Also, kindly accomplish and submit the survey form para makakuha din po kayo ng link at ma-download ang presentations na ginamit ngayong umaga. Thank you so much everyone and stay safe.
Para sa ating mamamayang Pilipino, para iwas daya dapat wais at alisto. Mainam maging mapagmatsyag at mapanuri tayo. Palakasin ang boses ng ating mga consumer. Dapat tama bawat presyo at serbisyo. Produktong pasado, lalo ang mga pangunahing bilihin. Ang kalidad ng mga produkto at serbisyo ay pangalagaan ng lahat, tayo ay panalo. Layunin ng BTI ito. Ipatupad Price Act 7581, Consumer Act 7394, Product Standards 4109, for Consumer Care at iba pa, tayang 1384. Ipalaganap karapatan at tungkulin, kaalamang tama sa consumer ibahagi. Tulay sa kaunlaran, kalakalan ay palakasin. Ito ang pagbabago para sa ikabubuti natin. Dapat tapat bawat presyo at serbisyo. Produktong pasado, lalo ang mga pangunahing bilihin. Ang kalidad ng mga produkto at serbisyo ay pangalagaan ng lahat, tayo ay panalo. Layunin ng BTI ito. Ipatupad Price Act 7581, Consumer Act 7394, Product Standards 4109, for Consumer Care at iba pa, tayang 1384. Dapat sa DTI ito.